Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I haven't done any like wedding related videos in a while, so I'm gonna update you guys. Also kind of do like a story time today, basically tell you how my fiance proposed. So I know he proposed at this point like kind of 2 years ago or whatever, but regardless, I'm gonna kind of give you guys the update and let you guys know how that happened. So with that being said, I am doing this in collab with a couple other lovely ladies, so I will link their channels around here. Also, I'll link them down below, so if you want to see their wonderful proposal stories, definitely go down below and click on those links and watch that after this video. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right in. All right, so we're gonna kind of backtrack 2 years and take a look at December 19th of 2018. I should probably know this. But regardless, it was our 3-year anniversary, and I don't know why, but I had like a slight little hunch of that he was going to propose, but I was completely surprised. So I'm gonna kind of talk you guys through why I thought that he was gonna propose, and then also kind of like what hints he gave along the way, if any, and then kind of just walk you guys through the story. Also, a couple weeks prior to like our whole proposal and this whole entire story that we're gonna go through, my fiance, he actually hurt his ankle. Now, this might seem like it has nothing to do with this, but trust me, it comes full circle. So he hurt his ankle, and I was going to try and find our ace bandage so he could like wrap it up and feel better. So I started searching out for the ace bandage, and I opened up one of his drawers, and I was like, oh, sweet, I found the ace bandage, I could help him out. And I went and grabbed inside, and I was like, oh no. An ace bandage is not the shape of a square, approximately the size of a ring box. I was like, oh my God, he has the ring. Now, we went shopping together before, so I kind of knew that like it was coming in the future, but I had no clue when. I didn't know that he was actually gonna buy it now. So I was like, oh my God, he has the ring. So at that point, I just put it back in the drawer, I closed it, and I was like, all right, I'm not even gonna say anything, not gonna open it, even though I'm sure it was so tempting, but I was like, nope, I'm not gonna open it. I want everything to be a surprise. So the day before, my sister actually texted me and asked like, hey girl, do you wanna get your nails done? Now her birthday is December 20th. So I was like, yeah, sure, we could get your nails done for your birthday. And it's actually a tradition. Every single year, I take her to get her nails done for her birthday. So I thought nothing of it when she texted me asking to get nails done. Now I did kind of think, and I was like, ooh, wow, this would be a really good way to get my nails done if he is proposing. But I knew that he wasn't, or at least I thought he wasn't, because he told me all along, he kept saying like, no, like, let's wait until we get a house, let's wait until, because we were living at my parents at that time, and a couple months before, we just bought a house, but it was like a complete gut reno. So at that time, our house was a complete gutted house. There was no furniture, not even any walls in our house at that time. So I was like, there's no way that he's gonna propose, because I know that he wants like a sound foundation before he goes ahead and does that. And that's what he kept telling me. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, all right, I wish that he would propose, but like, I know he's not, especially with everything that he's saying. So I kind of just put it to the back burner, but I was like, hey, if he does propose, at least my nails will be done. So I didn't think anything of it. We got our nails done, but as we were there at the salon, the lady was doing my nails. I got my toes done, and then she was doing my nails, and she was being so rough. She was like ripping out the cuticle, and it was bleeding, and it hurt so bad. The lady like clearly had no clue what she was doing. So I spoke up, and I said, I was like, you know what, never mind, I don't want to get my nails done. So then we kind of got in a little like quarrel, a little bickering, and I was just like, no, you know what, I'm fine, I'm done. So my sister on the inside, since my fiance asked her to get, because that was like her job, to get my nails done, and she was texting him like, oh my God, she's not getting her nails done. She said, never mind to the lady, we're leaving, and she did not get her nails done. What the heck am I supposed to do? And so then she's like calling up, and my sister's like, oh, I feel so bad. Like, why don't we try and call up another salon? Why don't we go over there? And she like called up a bunch of these different salons, but everyone was closed because it was like 8 p.m. at that time. And for some reason, all salons close at 7, which I don't get that. Around here, like I'm in like the New York City area, like New Jersey area, you'd think that they would stay open longer than 7 p.m. I mean, people get out of work at like 5, 6. So you would think, but regardless, regressing from that. so she was like texting him, the two of them were like freaking out, and I went home and I was just like super casual, like no big deal, I just didn't get my nails done, it's cool, it's fine. And my fiance was like, oh well, we're going on our date tomorrow, because it was the 18th and our date was on the 19th, which is our anniversary. So he's like, come on, like you gotta get your nails done, like you were so excited. And I was like, was I really excited? Was I excited to get my nails done? I guess so. But he was like playing it up, and he was like, all right, like, you know what, we'll go before our date tomorrow. So I was like, okay, fine. So he took me in the morning to get my nails done, sat there and talked to me while I got my nails done. That was the first red flag. I was like, what? What guy is gonna do this? So at first I was like, wow, you really care for me to get my nails done. Maybe you have an ulterior motive. So that was the first time. But then after that, a couple days before, I was trying to pry like what we were going to do on the date day. And so I asked him like, hey, it's our 3-year anniversary, like what do you want to do for our date day? And he was like, oh, I don't know, like up to you, you know? And I was trying to like pry, like seeing if he had any plans. So I kept asking, and he was like, I don't know, maybe we could go to like the top of the Empire State Building or something. And I was like, oh my God, he's proposing. And right there, I got so excited because he actually like asked me to be his girlfriend at the top of the Freedom Tower. So I was like, oh my God, he's trying to do like this tradition. This is so cute and stuff like that. And which I found out later down the line that he was planning on doing that, but then he kind of switched gears into a new direction based off the conversation and based off of things that were happening. And so then I was just kind of like toying with him to see like if he really had that solid plan. And I was like, I don't know, it's gonna be December, it's gonna be really cold, why don't we do something like indoors instead? And he was like, yeah, sure, sounds good, we'll scratch that idea. And I was like, what? I thought you had a plan. Like, I thought you were gonna propose. I thought you were gonna push for this more. So then I was kind of like this roller coaster, because I was like happy, and then I was like sad, and then I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna, no, he's not gonna do it. So then after that, he basically said like, okay, why don't you just decide what we do? And I was like, if I'm deciding, then how the heck is he going to plan a proposal? So I was like, all right, whatever, let's just make the day fun anyways. So personally, I absolutely love aquariums, and our whole entire dating time, I have not been to an aquarium because he hates aquariums. He hates doing things like museums where you just kind of like sit and watch things. He likes to be super active. So I was like, hey, if you're letting me plan the day, I'm gonna plan an aquarium. So we went to an aquarium. It was actually super, super fun. We went to like an indoor aquarium. They had some like outdoor penguin things and stuff like that. So it was just like a really, really good time. I'll actually insert some pictures as I go through the story here, but we did really have a good time. There was a couple like romantic times here and there that I thought like, oh, maybe he's gonna propose here. But he didn't propose the whole time. Also, something that I forgot to mention is as we were kind of like getting ready for this whole date day that I was just talking about, he came down in sweats, and I was like, he was in literally sweats and a sweatshirt, and I was like, oh, that's what you're wearing for today? Like, you know, oh, I thought like maybe we would get dressed up a little bit more or something like that. And he was planning on getting dressed up, but he just was kind of messing with me, and he was like, oh yeah, why? Yeah, I thought sweats were okay. And in my head right there and then, I was like, oh crap. If he's in sweats and a sweatshirt, he's not proposing today, because me, just like all other girls, they want photos done, they want it to be cute and all of that stuff. So I was like, there's no way that he's gonna be sweats in a sweatshirt and go to a nice dinner or, you know, take photos of an engagement or anything like that. So right there and then I was like, oh, okay, it's not gonna happen. Oh well, but then I encouraged him. I was like, oh, well, maybe we could dress up a little bit, because I wanted to dress up. So then he was like, all right, fine, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and, you know, get dressed up. So little did I know, he was actually planning on getting dressed up, and he was just messing with me when he came down in sweats. He just kind of wanted to see and kind of toy with my reaction again, because he kept seeing me being like, oh, maybe he's gonna propose, maybe he's not, and he wanted it to be a surprise. So he kept trying to do things to make it seem like he didn't have a plan and make it seem like that. But little did I know that his plan was not having a plan, because he didn't want me to know what was going on. So kind of a tricky way, kind of a smart way to surprise me, because he knew that, you know, anything else that he would have done would essentially kind of given it away, and I would have knew right away that he was proposing. So then after we're leaving the aquarium, I was like, oh, where do you want to go for dinner? And he was like, I don't know, like look up a nice place. We'll just go there. So I was like, okay, you don't even have a place? So then we're really not getting engaged today, because like maybe you were gonna do it at dinner, maybe had reservations and stuff. But no, none of that happened. So I actually picked a place. It was a gorgeous place. Now it's actually our favorite place to go. But I picked a place and I said, oh, we're gonna go here. So he's like, okay. So I called, made a reservation, and we went to that location. It was gorgeous. It was on the Hudson River, looking over New York City. It was the best place that I could possibly pick for my proposal day that I didn't even know was my proposal day, but it was absolutely amazing. So the whole entire time I'm like, oh, thinking that maybe like it's gonna happen. And actually at the end of dinner, he told them that it was just our anniversary. So they like brought over like this big like plate with like desserts and stuff, and said like, oh, happy anniversary. And I thought maybe they were coming over and their proposal was gonna happen. So again, that kind of roller coaster happened. But then after that, then we ended up just going home. And I actually, when we were sitting there, I was like trying to ask like, oh, maybe we could like go catch a movie or something, because I just like wanted the day to keep going because I was having a really good time. And he was like looking up and he was like, the movie that I wanted to see, he's like, no, there's no showings. But I did find out later there was tons of showings, but he had the plan later on that night and he wanted, like, didn't want to ruin his plan. So he was telling me that there was no showings for the, you know, movie that I wanted. And all dinner long, he was texting. And that's like my biggest pet peeve, and he knows that. So I'm like, babe, it's our anniversary, why are you texting? But little did I know, he was texting the coordinator, he was texting everyone to try and get everything in plan. So he was saying like, oh, we're leaving dinner now, oh, we're halfway through dinner, and kind of like giving them like, I guess, benchmarks of where we were with the dinner so they could start planning things. So what happened was, then we ended up leaving dinner and I was like, all right, the night's over. It didn't happen. I still had a great day, but oh well. So then we end up driving past our house on the way home. Now I say our house because, like I said, we were living at my parents' at the time, but we drive past our own home, which again, like I said, it was the fixer-upper, so we were fixing it all up. And as we drove past, the lights were on. And I look at, you know, Camille, my fiance, and I go, babe, the lights are on in our house, stop. And he was like, oh, okay, like, you know, yeah, sure. Why is our lights on? Because like we haven't been in the house. So then I saw movement in the house and I'm like, babe, there's movement in our house, there's a problem, like go in. So then what happened was, is he quickly got the ring. I don't even know where he was hiding it, but he got the ring and he ran up. He's like, oh, I'll take care of it real quick. So he ran up and he then called me and said, babe, you gotta come up. Apparently an inspector came. My sister let them in because my sister doesn't live too far away. And they then were inspecting the house. And I was like, oh my God, what a great way to end this day. So then I walk in the house, and as I walk in, there's this person with a camera standing there, and he's taking pictures of like the stairwell and stuff, and he's turning to me, he's like, this is no good, you got problems here with the fixture. And I'm like, oh my God, we had an inspection done a little bit ago, like where is this coming out of nowhere? Like, oh my God, this is horrible. Little did I know that inspector was actually a professional photographer, but he had a construction jacket on, he had work boots, he like completely played the part because my fiance told him like the whole like storyline of what he wanted to do. So I'm walking up the stairs, and again, I'll insert some pictures on the screen, but so I walk upstairs and I bend the corner, and as I bend the corner in our to-be kitchen, what is now our kitchen, but it was ripped apart before, was a whole bunch of like flowers and candles that basically said, will you marry me? And he's standing there, and the photographer then was taking pictures. My sister there was also taking pictures with her phone. So they kind of had everything all set up together. Then he proposed, and I was kind of shocked because I was like, wait, I thought the day was over. This is so exciting, this is amazing. But he basically told me at the end of it that when he started talking about the Empire State Building, I lit up so much that he's like, I knew that you knew that I was going to propose. And he was like, I didn't want that, because I always told him that like, oh, you better surprise me. But he was like, I don't know what I can do to physically surprise you. So he was talking to my dad, and my dad, you know, suggested, he was like, why don't you do it just in your home? One, it's gonna be super special because you guys are going to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner every single time in that, you know, kitchen, in that space, and you're going to be able to think of each other and think of that proposal every single time. And they started like bouncing ideas back and forth, and they came up with this idea that was absolutely amazing because I didn't see it coming. Now granted, there was a couple things here and there that made me think that maybe it was coming, but overall it was an amazing surprise. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys the ring, so I don't know if you guys can see, but we got like a loop around here. We got oh, it doesn't really focus that much, but so this is 2.5 carats here, this is a 1/2 carat down here, so this is a total of 3 carats. We actually went together to pick it out, so that also was another thing. We picked it out together, and I customized it, so I knew it was coming like down the line, but I just didn't know exactly when it was coming. But absolutely everything was perfect. It was everything that I could possibly imagine. So again, with that, now we're engaged. We were supposed to get married on June 27th of 2020. That got postponed to next year, June 26th of 2021. But with that being said, I'm just enjoying the engagement, enjoying everything. And with that, if you guys want to see some other stories, make sure you look at the links down below. I did, again, do this with collaboration with a couple other lovely ladies, so they'll tell their proposal stories. So with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye guys.